So I was recently given the opportunity to be on a real estate TV show. Now, it wouldn't be my TV show, but I would just be on an episode of a real estate TV show. I don't think I'm even allowed to talk about like what is it called? What network or whatever it's on. You probably can guess because there's only like one main one. But anyways, I was given the opportunity and I wanted to share my experience with the whole casting and all that kind of stuff. Like maybe how it was approached, what they really cared about, and what ended up happening because, you know, I'm not gonna go super in depth. But also, if you're just new to the channel, my name is Justin Wrong and I've helped hundreds of people make money in real estate. So here's our first thing. I was approached first off from Instagram, really. There was a casting producer who DM'd me on Instagram. It's like, hey, like, I actually really love your content. I think you'd be the perfect fit for this TV show on real estate, flipping houses essentially. Would you want to talk? And I was like, yeah, I'd want to talk. And so we set up a Zoom call. We started chatting a little bit. We kind of hit it off, and we started talking about like, hey, like, what do you actually care about? I was asking these kind of questions, like, what do you want from me, essentially? And she told me that she was looking for house flippers in Los Angeles, California. Now, if you follow my channel at all, you know that I do not live in Los Angeles, California, nor do I do any business there. But I still wanted to be on the show, and I was like, I know there's another way that I can do this. I know I can still be on the show and still, you know, kind of take this opportunity, even though that's not my main market, even though I don't really have any intention to flip there. I don't want to flip there myself. I don't want to risk my money in a market or my lender's money in a market that I'm unfamiliar with. So here's what I did. I was like, hey, like, what do you care about? And so for them, it's all kind of about timing, to be honest. Like, they're looking for someone to at least have a house by a specific date, like right by the date, so that we can start the rehab soon after. And so if you ever see these shows on, like, you know, whatever TV networks you see them on, it's really all about timing, especially if they're just like a different episode is a different person. It's really all about timing. Like they care about the timing the most. They didn't care that I was an intermediate flipper. Like I wasn't someone flipping thousands of homes a year. You know, or I've done 14 or so real estate deals so far. And they're like, no, that's perfectly fine. That's actually who we wanted. And I was like, perfect, because I was like, I'm not gonna go on TV and lie and say that I'm someone that I'm not. I wanted to like be true to myself. And I asked her, like, is this anything, like, is it scripted at all? Or like, can I just like flip the house and talk about it? And she's like, no, you can just flip the house, talk about it, like go through your struggles. And I was like, that's perfect. Like that's already what I would plan to do in my YouTube vlog. So I was like, okay, this is perfect. Now all I need is a house. And I don't do any housing projects in LA. So what I did, I reached out to friends of mine on social media. I was like, hey, like I need to buy a house in Los Angeles or somewhere near Los Angeles by this date. I want to partner on it. Who can partner with me on a house? And essentially I got a bunch of DMs on my Instagram, and there's this one DM in particular, was a friend of mine. He's like, hey, like I got a couple properties in LA and Upland, like kind of close by, like you can jump on it if you want, like we can work something out. And at the end of the day with him, we got an escrow in it. Well, he got an escrow with it. I essentially wanted to be like a silent partner on the deal, but the face of the deal. So I pitched him the idea, like, hey, like, would you like to partner on this if, you know, I wanted essentially the TV time. I wanted to be able to be the face of the TV show. Like I wanted to be able to like give the vision of the project, show like what we're trying to do, the struggles, because that's essentially what they wanted. And that's what I'm good at. I'm good at speaking. But I pitched him the idea like, hey, I can project manage this thing for you. I can do everything for you and like kind of lay out the vision so you can be like super hands off on it. I also said, I don't want to bring money to the table on this one. Like this is not a deal that's my market. I'm not comfortable with this market. Even though I looked at the numbers myself at the time, also the market was starting to really slow down across the country, but especially in the luxury markets like LA. Like a lot of my LA friends and flips were starting to lose money on their deals because of the ARVs were just so off. And I was like, man, like I don't want to risk money in this market. I don't know this market. So I was like, I will project manage this for you. I don't even want any of the profits. Like I'll project manage for you. I just want the TV time. I want to be a part of the project because I have to be like for the TV show, and you could be my partner on it essentially. And I was like, I can probably get you TV time as well. And so I gave a really easy deal for him, like so that he would not say no. Like no one's gonna say no to that. I essentially gave everything for free and didn't really ask for much in return. So it was like a no-brainer for him to accept. And I just want you to keep in mind, like oftentimes things that we do, whenever you're pitching someone anything, like you have to think of what value are you bringing, and you have to make them feel as if like they would be dumb if they said no to you. Like that's how you give a good pitch. If you pitch something so good, you make an offer so good that they would feel dumb saying no to you. So essentially that's what I did to my friend. JT, thank you. But essentially we were in escrow on this, we actually closed on the deal, and then from there, here's what kind of happened. So first off, I had two different interviews or Zoom calls with the casting producer. She first talked to me and we had a good fit. She's like, hey, keep me updated with the progress of this current escrow. Like I wanna make sure that you actually have it before we select you. I was like, okay, that makes sense. Like you want a for sure thing. And then we actually closed on it. And I'm like, hey, like we closed on it. Like, do we get the casting now? Called her again, and she was like, hey, like now I think we're ready to talk to the producer, whatnot. And then at the very end, that's when, actually, I ended up talking to a different casting producer because she had to work on a different project. But the next casting producer I spoke to said that they had to shift the timing back a few months. So they had to go a few months back for reasons that kind of did suck. Like we already had the home and we were ready to renovate. But once we had the home and ready to talk to the producer, the next casting producer essentially told us that all the other rehabs they had going on as far as filming, you know, their projects, they were going way faster than expected. And because of that, like their crews essentially were just spread way too thin. They didn't have the manpower to film or manage all those projects at once for the show. And for that, they had to essentially move back all their stuff. Like, so I think we were scheduled to get it in July of 2022. And they're like, hey, like we'll have to touch bases again in September of 2022 if you have another deal. Or if for whatever reason you don't start renovating on your current property for these couple months. And I was like, it was a bummer, but it was really exciting, and it also showed me that just from putting myself out there, being on social media, being active, people will reach out to you. Like opportunities will come to you. You're gonna start making money. Like good things will happen just from putting yourself out there and like giving good energy out there. So that was something that was really good to understand. And also it's not over yet. Like September comes, we'll talk again, and maybe I do partner on a deal during that time and get on the show. But again, these shows are just timing. It's all about timing. Super grateful I was even given the opportunity, to be honest. And it just kind of encouraged me to go harder. Like it was something that I was like, oh, this is cool, but it wasn't something that I was, you know, hanging my life on. Like I don't even think I was gonna get compensated for this. It was just gonna be like really just exposure, which that's compensation enough for me. That's really what I am seeking at the moment, just trying to build my brand. But it was a good experience. Like I was super happy with it. You know, timing didn't work out, but it's all right. But anyways, that was my experience with the TV network. I'm not gonna say who. It was cool just to even like get so close. I was a little bit bummed out, to be honest, but at the end of the day, really good experience overall. And honestly, if you just need help with real estate in general, like, you know, this is kind of like more of a story video, but most of my videos I teach real estate investing, how to buy houses, how to flip them, how to wholesale. And if you want help to grow your real estate business, I want you to click on the link in the description for a free strategy session. Otherwise, peace.